Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination thrive. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Welcome to the weekend. We are officially on May 23rd, 2025. This is Friday. Sorry for the lateness, and this was not the show I originally planned to put on, but I had some other stuff go on today, and I did not get a chance to prep the show like I really wanted to. So this is going to be a really, really quick open topic. It's not going to be as long as usual, but I didn't want to leave you guys without a Thursday show. My adoring public needs me. So yeah, hold on, just making sure StreamYard is up and running. But yeah, welcome to the Midnight Express. This is an open topic. I know one of the major topics with today was Marvel moving Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars to December of 2026 and 2027 respectively. I've had people ask me which one is going to move, Dune or the Avengers movie. They're not going to move Dune again. The last time they had to move Dune, they fucked themselves out of Oscars. I don't think they're going to do that again. I don't think Warner Brothers. I think Dune is going to do fine no matter where it is, but I don't know. You're already in December. You have to have the movie in theaters before December 31st or on December 31st to qualify for the Oscars. And they totally screwed themselves out of that because they had to move because of the writer's strike. I don't see Dune moving at all. And Warner Brothers really holds those Oscars near and dear to them. Oscars, they love those things because that's validation for them. That's validation for their product. That's any studio. Any studio, if they know that they have a movie that can bring home Oscars, that sets the playing field for a lot of the other things that they're going to do that have nothing to do with that. When you're sitting down and you're getting financiers and lenders and people together to get behind whatever project you're doing, and you just had a best movie, you just had a best director, you just had a best that helps. That helps with the prestige of your company. And I would understand if it was. We were talking about both movies are getting released in September or something like that, and you had time. But as I understand, Dune is already being released in December. I think it's December 18th. So unless they want to cut it really, close to the bone and get technical and give themselves 2 weeks of space and maybe go on New Year's Eve or, you're still in the holidays, maybe then. But I don't know if Dune moves because you only got 12, 13 days of leeway to move. So I guess if you got it out there on the 31st, maybe if that's what they're willing to do, because it has to come out in 2026 or the year that it's that the Oscars is representing. So if they get that bad boy out on what's 20, let's see, the hell was that? I mean, you'd literally be releasing it, and you'd miss out on that holiday money because that's why you're putting it out on the 18th. But if the Oscars, if they don't want to have what happened to them last time and let some other movie cash in on their Oscars, I don't know if Dune Messiah moves, man. And I don't know. I also don't know how hard of a date the 18th is for um uh, you know, Avengers Doomsday. So I like I said, this all is all new today. But yeah, if I'm Warner Brothers, I mean, how much more money is Dune gonna make? One way or another. Or what's more important to you at that point? The overall effect that having, what could be an Oscar winning, a one that can take a whole boatload of Oscars, or that money that you can make on the back end or during a release. I don't know what their priorities are, but I'm not. People are telling me there's no way Dune stays. I'm not so sure that Dune moves. It all depends on what the priorities are at in 2026. We're also over a year away from that anyway. I mean, we're well over a year away. We're not even to the point. Other things could shift. Other circumstances could happen too. So, to get that right off the top. How you doing, Duckman? Okay, yeah, we just touched on that. Like I said, I don't believe it's going to be Dune for the reasons I just expressed. 2026 is packed from December 2026 is packed month for films. You got Shrek, Ice Age, Dune Messiah, Avengers, Doomsday, Robert Eggers Werewolf. Robert Eggers Werewolf isn't going to affect any of those. Ice Age 2 and Shrek 5, those movies could be released at the beginning of the month, or one of those movies can move. Now, some of these movies are by the same studio. So they're going to have to not only get with each other on this, they're going to have to get with NATO, the North American Theater Organization, because you only have so many screens. So I don't, so they may have to negotiate that. I don't see Dune Messiah moving unless they move it to New Year's Eve, because I'm pretty sure that getting that Oscar buzz for that movie, especially because I think they had a fighting chance to cut into what Oppenheimer did, had they been there. So yeah, I don't know. Some of these other movies might have to move simply because the theaters will not want to have to cut down the screen times on each of these movies. So I could see Eggers Werewolf moving. I could see anything. The only two movies I think that are probably going to move the least would be Dune and Avengers. That's another one. I think those are movies. And what Chronicles of Narnia? Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Who's making? That's Greta Gerwig, isn't it? Let's see, Greta Gerwig. Hold on. Because some of these movies are by the same studio, so that'll solve those problems right there. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, that doesn't have a date. Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew. It doesn't give me a. I'm pretty sure that's a Warner Brothers movie, though. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I got all kinds of issues going on here. Film. Let's see. Studio. Okay, yeah, Chronic. That's coming on Christmas Day. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know who the studio is for that. If it's Warner Brothers, which is who she's worked with before, then that solves itself because then they'll have they're only deciding within their own offices. So that could happen, but they're definitely not going to move it out of 2026 because November is fine for Oscar contention. So I could see that happening. Oh, well, and since Brad is here, let me I finally decided to show up. Let me go ahead and
take this. Finishing something up before I came on.
Yeah, whatever. I know. So was I. Let me take this opportunity to announce our next movie promotion here is from Lionsgate Films, Ballerina, from the world of John Wick in theaters June 2nd. Taking place during the events of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, the film follows Eve Macaro, they spelled her name wrong, Anna de Maris, who is beginning her training in the assassin traditions of the Ruska Roma. Lionsgate presents a Thunder Road Films 8711 production. The cast is Anna de Armas, Angelica Houston, Academy Award winner, Gabriel Byrne, Lance Reddick, rest in peace, Catalina Sandino Marino, Norman Reedus, and Ian McShane and Keanu Reeves, of course. That is in theaters on June 6th. Some of you lucky ones that live in Las Vegas, that live in the city that never sleeps, that are within arm's reach of the Sci-Fi Center on June 2nd, you will be in AMC Town Square. I think that's where we're going to have it live with me as we watch this for 5 days before people who are obsessed with this movie, much like the person with his index finger up in the air right now.
No, this is my index finger.
All right, your middle finger, whatever. I'm not looking. I'm ignoring you, but yeah, we'll get to see it on Monday. I'm going to do a full-on spoiler review, and I'm going to make sure that I find a way for Brad to know it. Not that he's going to care. Brad doesn't care about the story. Brad does not give two shits about the story when it's kung fu. Brad's going to have a Bradgasm. He could be on mute. Brad's not going to care. As long as there's kung fu fighting, Brad's going to be happy. Doesn't matter who's in it, what happens, as long as there's kung fu, Brad's happy. So there'll be no spoiling for him. But yeah, I will be absorbing this movie. And then the peasantry, Brad, we'll see it Thursday night, Friday night.
And let's talk about that peasant.
By the way, you'll be able to come down. You'll be able to come down and see this poster right here. Some of you lucky people who flock to me next weekend will get a 36 by 20. I actually know a 24 by 48, a pretty big poster. And we got t-shirts and we got some keychains. We got all kinds of stuff to promote the boom. That I can let Brad in because he doesn't have to be there for that. I can just,
you guys, you really have to consider, whether or not you should take anything that a man who cannot tell the difference between an index finger and a middle finger.
I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. I know you're flipping me off. But I know you can't take from me. It's free T-shirts and free posters. So
you can't take from me. You can't take from me getting retweeted by the director.
I saw this. Is that who did it? Where did they retweet? Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't want to butcher the guy's name, so I'm not.
Timo Jahanto.
There you go. That guy.
Director. Well, I interviewed my interview on KFK on Kung Fu Kingdom go up today. My interview with Muhammad Irfan, who's the fight choreographer for The Shadow Strays, one of the greatest action movies of last year and of the last several years, which you can see on Netflix. Directed by Mr. Timo Jahanto, one of the greatest action filmmakers of all time. Now, I mean, that is beyond dispute after Headshot and The Night Comes for Us. Now, The Shadow Strays. Dude's also, he's got Nobody 2 coming up in August, The Beekeeper 2, and The Shadow Strays sequel, The Shadow Kills. This dude is becoming Timo. If you're watching, you're becoming like the next Chad Stahelski, the next John Woo. Okay, it's like you're a legend, man. And this legend retweeted that interview when I shared it today. So
you're an ass kiss now. All right, cool.
ass kiss, nothing. It's like I well,
Um,
how many times has this happened to you, man? I rest my case.
No, a couple of times we've had it happen to both of us. We've had it. You've been on the stream when we've had famous people retweet our stuff. But I'm not a journalist, so that's you. That is great for you. For me, I'm a YouTube nobody. If you retweet my stuff, thanks. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm a YouTube nobody. Thank you. If you retweet it,
I'm not Walter Cronkite, man.
Like, yeah, but you're in the trade. I mean, you're interviewing. You're in that atmosphere. So for them to retweet you, that's a big deal. If you retweet me, thank you. I'll take anything you give me.
And I tagged him, but I actually wasn't expecting him to repost it or retweet. Whatever term we're using on Twitter now.
Yeah, I've had Scott Snyder retweet some of my stuff, but
so Timo, if you're watching, thank you very much.
Watching, say something in the chat. Yeah, like and subscribe. Fourth, I don't know what to do with you, man. I don't. You're not happy with anything. I don't know. You're like the goat. You're like the troll under the bridge, just waiting for the goats to cross over. I can't tell you how to feel about these movies, but it doesn't sound like any movie beyond Megan 2, a movie you haven't seen yet, is the only thing that you're going to go to. So, I mean, I can't believe Sinners was a letdown for you. I don't know if you're trolling me or not, but I don't know how you could watch Sinners and not be a letdown. But that's, like I said, I cannot watch these movies for you. I cannot feel these movies for you. But maybe you need to stay home. I don't know. Sinners was bought back in IMAX. Yeah, because a lot of people want to see. And then there was some 70 millimeter. I'm not a big guy when it comes to like the IMAX and the 70 millimeter, unless it's Blade Runner. And not what it was.
One also, I think we got some news today about when it's going to be. It's supposed to be hitting digital like early next month, I think. So
yeah.
We get it. So we can actually do a watch party for that now.
All right, let's see. I think they'll all. Oh yeah. You're saying about that. Hello. Yeah. That's fine. Like I said, if they move Dune to November, that's fine. That's I can see them doing that, but they're not going to do what they did last time around. That totally shifted things.
I was about to ask, had you gone into like the kind of the release shit? So I mean, the big ones obviously people are paying attention to are Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers, Secret Wars, which those weren't like colossal. They both got bumped back 6 months, so it's like. We're seeing them like 6 months later, and they're still coming out the years they're scheduled to.
If you had told me this 6 months from now, I'd have been like, "What?" But now it's real problem. Okay, this changes. Okay, so Chronicles of Narnia is a Netflix IMAX release. That means that's Netflix is not prioritizing the box office, so they're gonna keep it in there. They probably think that they got a best movie, in their scope. So they're going to release it, and you have to release it in 4,000. It has to be, I think, a minimum 4,000, 4,400 theaters. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that's in it, and it has to be released for it has to be released for. It only has to be released for like between 5 and 7 days. I got to look up the actual because I flushed the Oscar rules in their whole thing out of my head, but I think that's the rules, and I think that they think that they have an Oscar-worthy film, so that's why they're releasing theirs in. But they're not releasing it to make buttloads of money on Netflix really wants you coming to Netflix to see their movies. Now, if they can double dip and get a Academy Award-winning film nomination, of course they're gonna try it, but that's not the priority of everybody else. Like the MCU is not making an Academy Award-winning movie. They want to make a lot of money to justify these films. And Dune is gonna make good money no matter what, because even if no matter where you release it, people are going to see it after its release date if it gets nominated for Oscars. I know a lot of people who went and saw some of these films that were in Oscars. Listen, I watched Denora. The Brutalist, man, that is the most appropriately named movie. I'm sorry, but Adrian Brody is the only good thing about that. And even then, I don't think he was the best actor of the year. That movie is like 18 hours long, and it ain't quick. But, so people will go out and see some of these movies. I think Dune's going to be fine, though, because they also have an all-star cast, too. Everybody from every generation is in that damn movie. I'm surprised Taylor Swift ain't in that movie. So, I think they'll be fine. But we're so far away right now. Thank you for the $2, Matthew. We're so far away right now. Things could change even beyond that. But, I'm surprised that Marvel is that Marvel is, because Marvel usually doesn't do that, but you know what? They're on a roll. Yes, I don't have it here with me. I left it at the store. Rhea stopped by today. Rhea was in town for the licensing convention. By the way, one of my many rejections for press credentials. We're like I said, you guys only hear about the successes, some of the rejections, but I get rejected for everything, and that was one of the things I got rejected on it because I wanted to try to get Ray into that, so she could go and cover it as press. But well, so yeah, let's. Ray stopped by today, and she bought me the popcorn bucket. Ooh, wow, I posted a lot today from Captain America: Brave New World. It's always great to see Ray. Ray is so happy and chirpy and just, you could be having a shit day. Here comes Ray. Hold on, let me see if I can. By the way, StreamYard is doing some funky stuff again today. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Here, Ray. There she is. There it is. Always smile. Look at her. It's a pretty big thing too. Look at that. And okay. So to give you some reference, I have a big head, and that popcorn bucket is bigger than my head. That's a pretty decent sized one. Now I am going to see if I can get I want to get that Mission Impossible one. That thing's kick ass. It has 2 keys and you put them together and you turn it. So when I go see Mission Impossible tomorrow night, by the way, I might not be tomorrow night. Damn, that's a 3-hour movie. Yeah, I need to go. Even if I might just go to AMC because you don't have to go see the movie on any given day. They'll sell you that damn popcorn bucket. That thing's probably pricey too. So thank you, Ray, for coming down today, saying hi, and bringing me the popcorn bucket. It's so pretty. What I'm gonna do with the popcorn buckets, all of them, but the bat signal one that's sitting on top of my Batman tower, they're all gonna go into the new studio area over here. So I'm gonna have some Funko Pops, and I'm gonna have a second camera because I'm tired of doing what I've been doing at the store, which is doing this shit to show you guys what I'm trying to, or doing this, and pressing the comic book up against the thing. I don't want to do that anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a longer table that's actually gonna be about 10 feet long, and what I'll have is a camera set up. So I'll use a little thing and I'll push so that we can, when we're talking, the camera will be on the actual comic and I can zoom in and do it that way. And any items that we get that I want to bring home, I'm going to start bringing some merchandise home so that I don't have to do those type of streams at the store if I don't want to, or if the time doesn't, line up. If I want to talk about like comics that are released that we don't cover on the Saturday show, I can have them here and I can put that camera on them. So I'll have that, and then I'll have another camera on a wide view. So when I push the button on the Stream Deck thing, it gives you the wide view of the screen. Like I'm gonna have a TV. So like when we start doing we start doing topics like breaking down maths and stuff, I want to have that behind me on the screen as well. So yeah, the popcorn buckets are coming home, and they're gonna line my front area here. How you doing? What's going on? Well, at least you saw the movie. Oh yeah. Well, at least you saw Sin. I'm surprised Sinners wasn't right up your alley there, buddy. Yeah. Well, it doesn't sleep, but you can't get any food. You can starve after 11 p.m., but you can't get any food.
And also, as she points out,
yep, 100 exactly.
Not too far about. For us, it was about 95 today, but now we haven't really gotten the humidity yet. That turns to come like later in the summer, but. Yeah, man. It's like,
we don't get the humidity until like late, until like July.
You don't get any humidity at all. You're a desert, man.
No, we get it.
Really?
Yeah, when it rains in the summer, you get humidity no matter where you are.
When it rains, it's like
but that's another disaster.
For us, that's like that's most of the summer.
Yeah, you can go to the casinos and and hang out. I mean, and there are certain bars like PT's Pub. Some of the PT's pubs keep their kitchens open, but did you see that Dan Brown's 6th book is going to be turned into a live action show? Okay, I'm gonna apologize to Aaron. I have never read a Dan Brown book. I can barely get to his movies. I'm sorry. Brad, do you read?
You talking about the Da Vinci Code guy?
Yeah.
No, I hadn't seen that, Aaron.
Do you read any of his books?
I read a few of them.
Okay,
I've read the Da Vinci Code. It's total horse shit from like a historical perspective, but the dude can write a thriller.
Why not send Brad if he can't get? If Brad can't. Brad's 3,000 miles away. That's the only. I mean, we may look like we're next to each other on the screen, but Brad is literally on the other side of the nation. I mean, I've tried, and it's not. It's not just the distance. He's not just sitting here on the internet all day. He's got kung fu. He's got writing. I've tried. I literally,
this is why, like, if we were both in the same location, Willie wouldn't be like constantly dangling, the ballerina, he's seen 3 days early.
Brad would be there. Yeah. Brad would be there.
I'd be there before William would. I'd be telling William about it.
Nah, you wouldn't be able to get there before me, but that's fine. But I would bring you out there. You'd have the shirt. I mean, like I said, I all these things because granted, our movie market is shrinking. It's not what it used to be, but we still get quite a few, and we're going to probably get being the summertime and everybody's fighting for screen space, we'll probably get more than we've gotten. And some of these ones I'm not going to, like Lilo and Stitch. We didn't get one. We got one for that, but it was last week. It was last week for some reason. I have no intentions on ever seeing that movie, but I'll send people to go. Chronicles of Narnia. Nope. Actually, you know what? Chronicles of Narnia. I actually grew up with that. I might go see that because I remember reading, back when I used to read The Witch, the Lion, and the Wardrobe, and man, that fucked me up. When she gets the lion and shaves all of his hair off, I'm like, what kind of sadistic shit is this? By the way, and because I was watching it as a cartoon, because that's the way they were presenting it to that when you were 6. You captured the lion, and you tie him up with rope. I think you know what happens next. Lion breaks out and slices her ass up. It's hilarious. But
here's a little bit of a confession. You ever see those memes circulating like reveal something you've never seen or something you've never read that would shock everybody? I have never seen or read anything Chronicles of Narnia related.
See, like I said, we read some stuff in school, and then, like I said, we watched the cartoon in school too. And that was not for us. Chronicles of Narnia was not kid shit. I was a kid, and I was a pretty bright kid. We were in a pretty advanced classroom watching that stuff, and that stuff was deep, man. That there was some metaphorical stuff in there. They were talking to, just like a lot of the stuff that we had as kids. We consumed it, but they were talking to the adults. Everything that Sid and Marty Krofft did, I'm sorry, you weren't just talking to adults. You were talking to adults that were enjoying the era. If you know what I mean. HR puffing stuff, Scooby snacks, Puff the Magic Dragon. There was a lot of stuff going on in that era that was meant for us, but trust me, the counterculture was who was in on it. You're interviewing these guys, Brad. Why don't you have a YouTube channel? That's a question directly. I can't answer that for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been thrown at me. It's like, hey, Brad, do the Kung Fu show with Aaron. It's like again, trust me, my mind is very much like mapping out. Like, I want to get that rolling. It's just I got a few things on my plate. I want to. Including a black belt test next Saturday that I kind of want to get past before I do anything like that.
And plus, not everybody's a YouTuber.
Well, I'm YouTuber now.
Yeah, but you had to before you came on, you had to be converted into one.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you might be still in that conversion process to where the point where how comfortable you feel interviewing people. That's going to be a Brad process. I'm here for it, but like me, I was not a YouTuber. Prior to me being a guest on someone else's stream, I was not a YouTuber. I had no intentions on becoming one. It wasn't until the whole Boxy Stream thing and then Enosh and Poindexter Lounge, and after you do like 10 or 20 6 or 7 hour streams on any given night, you're like, well, fuck it, I'm already in, let's go all the way in. So yeah, I mean, the opportunity for him is there whenever he's ready. There you go. Hello, Music Man, how you doing? I am feeling better. I shall see Ballerina before Brad, and it'll be fun.
Guys, stop it. Please stop it.
He's taking selfies. I'm tagging you and everything. Tag Brad.
Yeah, if only you guys... listen, I can list things I've seen before, like anybody here tonight, and it would just... You guys be like, oh, we're so sorry we teased you, Brad.
No, I won't be. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You're going to... Dude, it's 4 days. You'll be fine. I don't think you're gonna. And like I said, I don't think I can spoil this movie for you because I don't truly believe that you're going for the story.
Well, I mean,
if I thought you were going for the story, I'd be like, all right, everybody, just be kind of.
I mean, it takes place between like 3 and 4, so I'm gonna go on a limb and say John Wick probably is alive by the end of it.
Well, he's alive now.
Yeah, that's true. But I
mean, and by the way, I'm sorry, guys. I hope we're not in a group of people who think John Wick was dead at the end of that. I hope we're all in on that joke. We are. Let's be full disclaimer. We're all in the joke that John Wick is not dead. Right?
Do you think that? I mean, do you think that would have like added or taken anything from the ending, where it's like we're like at the cemetery scene where like Winston says, goodbye, John," and he walks away, and the camera like pulls back, and you see like a dude with long hair and a suit and silhouette, from behind.
Not really, because I didn't buy it anyway. So it's like not for one moment do I buy that John Wick is dead. Not for one moment do I try it. And nobody sitting in that theater with me did. Nobody who's a fan of this. No. There's too much. There's more money to be made. And there's not only with him, but the spinoffs. I think him being out there I still think there's 2 more of these movies made. I still think we get 2 more of these movies. At least
you're talking about like mainline John Wick movies.
Mainline John Wick. I think we get 2 more.
So you think they're going to go as far as like John Wick 6?
Yeah, and then that'll be it. Because at that point now we're talking 70-year-old,
yeah,
John Wick, and maybe he doesn't want to. It's a lot. He took this role on late in life to begin with.
Yeah,
John Wick was he's in his 50s when he took this role.
Yeah.
So
as hard as it is to believe, Keanu does in fact age.
Yeah. So now I think he'll do more movies to set up the basis. I think this universe is going to go on for the next 25, 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Do you think, because, he's in Ballerina, do you think, because there's also the Kane spinoff, with Donnie Yen, which Donnie's also directing, do you think that he shows up in that?
Maybe.
Think so? Okay.
I don't think that's as big as this, though, because of who's starring in that one? I don't have that.
That's Donnie Yen, the Kane.
But who's the star?
Is Kane. But Donnie is Kane.
Okay. Yeah. Anna Darmez. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because with this, it's like this is, a little bit more. Well, first of all, she's a character that we haven't seen at all in this franchise.
Yeah, and you've seen him, and she's hot. I mean, who's easier to hide?
Well, that's why you put, when you do like a spinoff like this with a non-established, like, it'd be one thing if she was already like had been like a breakout character in the like supporting character like Kane is, but you do something like this where it's like it's a new character tied to the franchise, but it's also untested. That's why John is appearing, because it's like, okay, you have. And also why you have like the title from the world of John.
Yeah, they're all going to say that. Every one of these, by the way. Yeah. Long after Keanu is done, is going to say that on there.
But that's why you have the because that's the safety net. That's an insurance policy. It's like it's a way to like remind people this is the franchise is part of, even if it's not like centered on John Wick. It's part of it. He's in it in some capacity, and that just entices them to see it, even if it's like a main John Wick movie.
Oh, so you did not go see it tonight? Okay, because I know Rhea was in town. She dropped her stuff off so that she'd have to drag it around in 100-degree heat. Okay. As far as Greer, we did cover that right out of the gate. But like I said, I think that I don't know. I was busy today, so I don't know the reasons why. I'm assuming that there are some production things, and if you delay one, you're probably going to need to delay because there are other movies that are happening along with this, and I'm fine with it. They know what they're doing. If they think they need to delay, then they haven't failed me yet with these big movies when it comes to the big stories as far as their production value. They know their movies, so I'm fine with that. As far as Dune better not get delayed because I don't know. I would see, like you guys were saying before, I see Dune moving to November before I see it moving out of 2026. It's ready to go. You can be releasing on Thanksgiving. Get Denny his shot at an Oscar, even though, like I said, that's the only way you're getting me to watch, by the way. You hear that, Oscars? That's the only, and you motherfuckers better be watching this movie. If I hear Messiah comes out, and if I go see Messiah and it's like a church-going experience where I drop down to my knees and pray the screen, and I hear that you guys that are in the Academy are like, I didn't make it through Messiah, we're gonna have some problems. We're gonna have some problems.
See, that's what I didn't get about that whole that article reading about the now. granted, I mean, these people are getting a lot of screeners, so I mean, there's maybe a time issue, but I mean, you know,
Make
if
time.
yeah,
Make time.
if the thing is long, and you can't do it in one sitting, it's perfectly fine to like break it up, you know.
You need to do it though. I don't care how you do it. I'm not asking you to watch, something from TV Land, a sitcom. These are one of the 10 movies that are supposed to be judged for one of the best. You need to make, dude. You got 3 from the moment these are released to the moment you do. Well, you got like 3 months. It doesn't take that long, dude. You could probably make a movie in 3 months. You could damn sure watch one. So yeah, I want to see Denny. Even though these awards are meaning less and less and less to me each year, him winning one would kind of move me back in the direction. Okay, this is because
Well, but think about the position I'm in though, because I mean, we were reading that article. It was like right after the stunt Oscar was officially instituted, and you said it's like I'm jumping, and Aaron is too. We're jumping for joy for that, but you point out, yeah, but they're not even gonna like watch the movie that has the winning stunt in it. So.
You're not. That's gonna be that award is gonna be such a fraud. You know why?
They're gonna base off the trailer. They're gonna like watch like the
they're not gonna watch those
yeah.
movies. You can walk out. Okay, so what was your mindset when you voted for this particular movie? I don't know. My cat did it. No, the trailer looked cool. And guess what? Tom Cruise probably deserves an Oscar for a lot of things. He's gonna get one for hanging on
off a plane. Yeah,
that's what he's gonna get it for.
But that's the thing. Like you can see this will be like the first one. They can literally say it's like, oh, we're gonna give that one takes the stunt award, and it's like, but it's all over the trailers, so we technically did see the stunt.
In movie companies and studios, from production companies, you know what you're going to have to do, since you know these assholes are going to do that way. You're going to have to put your best. That's going to be your Oscar bid right there. You're going to have to put your best stuff in the trailer. So your greatest stunt that you have in your movie, you're not going to be able to hide it. These assholes may not watch your movie. I can't believe I just said that. These assholes may not watch your movie. So if you want to win for stunt choreography, you're probably going to have it, and that, which is going to suck, because sometimes fight choreography is part of stunts. Some of these fight scenes, dude, the clip that they released for Ballerina is like fucking 2 minutes long. She's beating the hell out of this lady and throwing knives and shooting at her and shoving her ass in a freezer and shooting at her some more. Some of these fight scenes are going to last a long time, so you can't put them on a trailer. You're only going to be able to put a certain percentage, like 20 seconds of it on a trailer. So you're going to give away an Oscar based on some 20 seconds
snippet
you saw
of the whole action scene, yeah.
Instead of just watching the whole damn thing. See, this is what I need I need enforcement on this. Otherwise, it's not worth anything. You want me to spend a Sunday night when I got 3,000 channels and a whole bunch of other things that we could be doing with our time, maybe sports or anything like that going on. You want me to take time so that you can get ratings, so that you can get ad revenue for the Oscar Museum or wherever nonprofit or profit it goes for, whatever it goes for. You want me. So listen, I don't need you to change anything. I think you guys have done a horrific job in voting and all that. That's fine. But I will feel a lot better about it if I know that you're watching all of these movies. If you come to the opinion that this movie was better than that movie and we just disagree, that's fine. But if I have an inkling that you're just letting your fucking ferret, pick up a movie and bring it over to you and that's the one you vote for, I got a problem with that. You're wasting everybody's time. And then, all these people that are nominated, they're thinking you're watching their shit. And you're like, I'm giving it to a staffer. I'm like, the staffer is not an academy. So, yeah. But yeah, this is, I don't think we're if Dune does move, that's fine, but I think it's going to stay in 2026. It's going to stay in 2026. I would like to see, like I said, somebody sent me a whole list of movies that are coming out. Some of those movies are going to move not because of Avengers, because, like I said, you only have so many screens at some of these cineplexes to begin with. I mean, AMC, the big ones, it has 18 screens, and even still, okay, if you're talking about showing blockbuster movies, most of those screens are taken up by that particular screen. That's why when people say, well, damn, it's going to streaming already. Yeah, a lot of that time is because there's no room in a theater as well. You have to take certain movies off so other movies can come in, and you're going to want them on multiple screens. Avengers Endgame, dude, when Endgame came out, Endgame, I swear, was on every screen. I was walking back and forth to the bathroom because that movie's like 10 hours long. And you could hear at various points in Avengers Endgame, every screen I walked past was showing that movie. So you don't have room for some of these other ones. So you're gonna have to move them based on that. Oh, let's see. So yeah, those would go. I don't know what is regular show. Am I missing? We'll clarify for that one, the Joker. Brad, did you guys like Mission Impossible? I saw it today. It was a good ending, a little underwhelming. No, I have not. No, I have not. You never know. You never know. They've been upping their order on these things. Because of the fact that they see the revenue potential. I mean, you shouldn't be running out of these popcorn buckets. They shouldn't be exclusive to the point where, you know, they're rare finds. No, if you're a theater chain, you're trying to make money. You should have as many of those things as people want to sell. And lately, they've been having enough of them. I know for Nosferatu, they had a bunch, and I know I recommended. I had a lot of people go up and buy it to support the theater. So here's the King Geek. I'm getting T-shirts made with that logo on there, by the way. All right, Lilo and Stitch was like, though, yeah, I have no desire to see Lilo and Stitch, but I know a lot of you are going to, and I want you all to have fun. The Kevin Hart stand-up. Don't you hate when people are always so damn positive? Every day, my wife waiting for me at the fucking door. Oh God, what's up? Oh yeah, well, no, that's Rhea. Rhea, you know, Rhea. Like I said, you could be having shitty days, and you see Rhea on the stream with her little bucket hat and her cat ears and just chirpy. She should do voiceovers. Are you adjusting the camera? Is there something you wanted me to see? Somebody told me there was one out. Have you seen it, Brad?
I have not, no.
Okay. Well, there are plenty of movies I can't wait to see. One battle after another, making weapons, bring her back, honey, don't. Oh, honey, don't. Is that that's that Margaret Qualley one?
Honey,
another semi porn for her. Yeah. I have Megan. I'll see because we're promoting it. Weapons. I'll probably see because we're promoting it. Honey, don't. Probably not. One battle after another. I don't know enough about it. We'll have to look at it and see. I'll probably depending on who's the studio is, I might be promoting that one too. Yeah, they're gonna have good. Now that's what's probably gonna hurt Mission Impossible. Not that they're gonna have crossover, but the couples that want to go see a complex movie like Mission Impossible got their kids with them, so they got to go to Lilo and Stitch. That's just what's gonna happen. So Mission Impossible is probably going to get hurt, not because it's Lilo's a better movie or anything like that. I don't know, but it's because of the same mom and dad that have followed those movies for 29 years or whatever, are now have kids that want to see that little blue demon thing, and they're gonna drag them to the theater to see that. Let's see. No, absolutely not. I'm assuming we're going to see that pretty soon. The movie's coming out and it's coming up on us. So I'm ready to see because I'm going to get them all. You'll probably have the Force of the Solitude one. You'll probably have that thing, or the one with the door on it. You're definitely going to, if you don't have one with crypto, that's criminal. If you don't have a popcorn bucket with some form of crypto on it, I don't know how you do it. That's criminal.
Here's a good idea for that. How about making a regular popcorn bucket that has a dog like you're trying to eat out of it, like on the side?
Oh yeah, his head is in your popcorn bucket. Yeah, there's so many ways to do a crypto popcorn bucket, but you better have one. That you want to make money, you cannot leave that kind of money on the.
And speaking of, Aaron just tagged me, and this is the. Here by IGN, the Jurassic World popcorn bucket.
That's a little bit excessive, but okay.
No.
What the fuck is that? Where's the popcorn? Okay, so is there somewhere for the popcorn?
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Okay, it doesn't come with all that fog, though. Stop misleading people. That's nice. I may not go. I'm not going to see the movie, but I definitely might go get one of the popcorn buckets. Like the one from Mission Impossible is cool. It's like looks like a big crock pot, and you open it up. There's the 2 keys, and you put the keys together, and you open it up, and you put the popcorn in it, and it lights up. And you can put anything else you want in there too.
That was cool. That was a good design for that, though, because you know what, Universal, before you even knew what you had, you patented it, you packaged it, you slapped it on a plastic popcorn bucket, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it.
Was that from a movie or something?
It's from Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Like one of the most cool
don't say this too loud because the corporate NBA offices right now just passed out. OKC versus Pacers in the final. Oh my goodness. Adam Silver is turning in his grave as we speak, and he's still alive. It needs to be New York and somebody. The Wolves are down 0-2. The Wolves are going to get swept. The Wolves have no chance. I don't think the Wolves are going to get a game out of this series. New York, I still think they can win against Indiana. They just blew that game the other night, but that's it. That's the game I can see going, and I can see New York. If it's New York against OKC, that's fine as long as you have New York in there. If it's OKC and Indiana, just going up and down. Yeah, this is Narnia. Well, then, like I said, there's a cartoon. I was mad, to be honest, about delays with the movie. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I trust these guys with these decision making. Listen, I have not liked everything that the MCU has done. There's plenty of stuff in there that we could do an entire stream of things I don't like about the MCU, but they've done enough that I do like, and I trust their game plan. They stick with their game plan, and when they make adjustments, you know that there needs to be adjustments made. They're not making adjustments. They are constantly looking at their project and seeing where they can tweak it and saying, making sure that they give whatever they're doing as much time and support. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
So Aaron's tagged me in some more Jurassic World popcorn buckets. Let me pull this one up here. These are more straightforward.
Chuck Cage, I don't know. I do not think so, but I don't know.
So this is provided by Blade Disgusting. Those are, a little more standard, except for the T-Rex head. I love that. $30 is extra large popcorn site.
Wow, look at that. Well, 16 with just a normal bucket. Dude, you may, listen, if you're going 16 for popcorn, go ahead, I guess, and drop the 30 because, I mean, damn. You might as well. I've become a Chris Carr fan from Campia Show. She has. You and her. Listen to your voice, Rhea. Listen to Rhea's voice. Rhea's voice should be behind an animated character, I'm telling you. What's my thoughts on WrestleMania being canceled for New Orleans and possibly, we don't know yet, possibly being moved back to Vegas for a second year in a row, which will be the first time in WrestleMania's 42-year history where they would have had back-to-back locations in the same spot. They have never done that before. I know they want to come back to Vegas soon, but that would be. I have to look up why it would happen in New Orleans. I don't know what happened there, why they moved it from New Orleans. But I'll look up that. But yeah, I've heard from a lot of credible sources that they were seriously thinking about moving it back to Vegas. And once again, I will not attend, but that doesn't matter, dude. WrestleMania week here in Vegas, you saw my pictures. You saw the life I was living that week. I'll take that every year you can give it to me. I was excited about it coming back in the next 5 or 6 years. If you tell me that we're getting WrestleMania, once again, I will more than likely not attend WrestleMania itself, but I don't need to. When WrestleMania comes to your town, wrestling comes to your town. I mean, in the mere span of 5 days, I hosted, attended live wrestling events, watched and went to WrestleCon. And WrestleCon will be here. WrestleCon is wherever WrestleMania is going to be. So if WrestleMania is here again, WrestleCon is here again. So, and we did huge business that week. You know, my wrestling geeks, their annual visitors, they come out here. They'll come out. So if we get WrestleMania again for 42, like I said, I will not be there in person in the arena, but I'll be everywhere else. I would love for that to be true. That'd be awesome. Now, the only thing that sucks about that is that means Double or Nothing won't be here again. And that's the AEW event that I've been going to every since they founded the company. It's happening this Sunday. They did not do it here in Vegas because they didn't want to oversaturate the market. So if depending on when date that they chose WrestleMania, I still want Double or Nothing to happen here. Even if Double or Nothing got moved to June, I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, I've been hearing about this, and I'm cautiously watching and see the development. They're going to make an announcement soon. WrestleMania always likes to have that. That's why they announced or New Orleans so soon. They did that before this WrestleMania, so they like to have their place. And if the infrastructure is already here, you were just here. And I think this is one of the most successful WrestleManias that they've ever done all over the board. Vegas is the place to come for things like this. So I'll be watching. One battle. I vaguely heard of it. I don't. What is it about? Anybody know what it's about? Yo, Red Trunks, no. Stitch is quite literally an abomination, and which is my wife. Yeah, I mean, doesn't that thing do awful things? It's like, you know, I don't know. A Green Lantern bowl cut, that would be cool. And you take the bowl cut off and you put your popcorn in there. To get the popcorn out, the crypto popcorn bucket, you have to raise the leg. I don't know about that. A T-Rex chases you after you get popcorn. Yeah, that does. That one that you first showed, it looks like that's the one you should push a button. Remember those old school ones where the thing the popcorn popped over and dropped into the thing? Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine had all kinds of suggestive stuff. I got a couple of those at the store. I got the one when we went to Comic-Con last year. Me, Ray, and Phil, we went, and I got the last one that they had, which was the propeller head. I still got that at the store. I'll bring that back here. The what? Guys got to get your minds out of the gutter. This is a popcorn bucket. I don't know what people were thinking. Plushie. Yeah. They'll have crypto plushies. Like I said, monetize that shit. No, they for some reason they've moved. They haven't canceled. They're not going to cancel WrestleMania. They held WrestleMania 2 years in a row in COVID, so they ain't canceling WrestleMania. No, but it's been moved from New Orleans, and they're thinking about doing it. I've heard that they're thinking about doing it here in Vegas. All right, you guys, they were just Cowboy Niners, man. When are we going to start talking about some winning teams? Monkey Jeebus, come on now. This is a family show. There's no light here, by the way. So technically you're wrong. Did Feige always see X-Men movies as inspiration? And hopefully, I think that everybody that was working on those movies saw the potential in those and saw that there was an environment that they could make movies on that scale. I would have to say yes. Yeah, I know, especially when they put them next to a fleshlight. It's like, oh my God, this doesn't help. And then when the stars of the movie, or when they be on talk shows, and then they would have them, and you would see the look on the stars' faces as they're trying to talk about it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Aaron has another one for us here: Lilo and Stitch. Again, yeah, it's kind of the same idea as just a crypto. She's like Lilo, he's holding the bucket there.
Or he's dragging the bucket like he's dragging Superman. That's nice. See, like I said, how much that looks expensive.
Yeah, that's going to cost a pretty penny.
But once again, you got to you can legit make up for that's. You know what? That's 2 seats right there. If an average seat costs you anywhere between $10 and $15, right? If you sell a $30 popcorn bucket that you maybe paid $4, maybe you know what? Maybe that can make up the volume. I need this bucket. You sent me a video. Let's see. I know on mobile wise, it was really hard to get on the messaging apps. Hold on, let me see. Ah, yes. Let's Rhea actually when she went to the expo
She also needs that bucket.
yeah, no, I saw that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, she actually went to the actual display. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. All right. I don't think I can get taken down for this. There's no sound. The Ruby's costume manufacturer. So this is basically a convention that, for all the stuff that's going to get licensed, people that are going to sell stuff, this is the stuff where they put it on display. And even as a retailer, they were like, nah. I'm like, I'm a retailer. I sell this stuff. You guys seriously going to reject me? It's like a year of rejection for me, man. It's like my ego can't take this anymore. It's kind of cold-blooded. Yeah, Supergirl. Yeah, like I said, this is where the theaters really need to take the initiative, man, and make sure no major movie should go without a popcorn bucket. If you do, your marketing department needs to be fired. I'm sorry. That's extra revenue. That's extra revenue right there. I think so, Aztec. I think so. I think they already have, but yeah, I think they're doing more. If they have the choice between Cowboy Stadium and Vegas, Vegas is going to win that one, in my opinion. They were TKO, which does a lot of business in Vegas and has places there. They already bias towards Vegas to begin with. Most of their UFC events happen here. It's just a place for it. So I think they're kind of leaning that way to begin with, but I don't know. I mean, Texas Stadium could get it. Like I said, it would be unprecedented for two WrestleManias to take place in the same city. But like I said, I'm hearing it from a lot of credible sources. Yeah, they did, and I thought it was going to be an absolute clusterfuck disaster because I saw what happened when the Super Bowl happened. But that was they got better. It's like everybody involved in these big events took notes, and they all sat around and like, how do we make this better? To the point when we got to WrestleMania, man, they handled it like a charm. That's a Ruby's costume, though. That's a Ruby's costume. That's not the actual legit. That's something. It's a nice one that you can buy, but once again, it's for Ruby's. We were catfished with the suit. Didn't I heard that, but I didn't hear it from anybody credible. I don't know what the suit's going to look like. It could still look like that, just a tighter version of it, I guess. I don't know. I wonder what the Fantastic Four. Oh man, probably one of them's probably going to be Herbie. One of them's probably going to be Ben Grimm's head. He's open it up. If there's not a Galactus one, I might sue. I might file a lawsuit against Marvel if they don't make a Galactus one for me. After all these years of waiting to get Galactus on the screen, you gotta have it. You gotta have it, man. I heard EDC was in Vegas by Midway this weekend for it was over at the racetrack. And once again, they packed that damn place, and Vegas knows how to do these events, these big giant events. And now because we have sports, we have all the facilities you need to do them in. You have football stadiums, you have racetracks, you have all the facilities to host just about anything you want. I'm surprised we haven't held the Olympics, but because of the heat, probably. But even then, you could do the Olympics here. All your shit's inside, so I wouldn't be surprised to get an Olympics here because I remember sports betting used to be the stigma, and now sports betting is everywhere. I haven't been following James Gunn. Yeah, especially it gotta have Ben's head. Ben head's in Galactus's helmet. Dude, Galactus's helmet is a popcorn bucket. That screams popcorn bucket. You take off the top of that big old dome thing he has, and you grab the thing by the handle and you dump the popcorn into your mouth. That you gotta have a Galactus. I demand it. All right, guys. I said this was going to be abbreviated, so here we are. Oh wow, we got 61 people watching at 1:02 in the morning, which means most of you guys are watching on the East Coast. A good chunk of my audience comes from the East Coast. Some of you watching from other places in the world. So for this weird time of the night, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always watching, even if you
definitely
you can't be leaving super chats is cool. It helps. Memberships and stuff help, but just watching sometimes is some of the biggest boosts we can get. So thank you for being here. We're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend. I will tomorrow afternoon we'll announce the movie that we're going to be watching this Saturday afternoon. A rare it'll be part Patreon stream and part YouTube member stream. So those of you who are members, I'm going to give you I'm going to put a link in there for you so some of you can come on. We'll have to rotate you in and out if we get a certain amount, but we'll be doing that. Saturday night we are going to start probably the first of like 4 or 5 different segments that we'll be doing on the Fantastic Four. And Galactus, the coming of Galactus. We've covered it before, but I actually got a facsimile edition in my hands that we're going to cover it, a little bit more extensively now that we're getting closer to the movie. We're also going to cover Superman Unlimited #1, which is a good selling book that just came out. We're going to cover where Amazing Spider-Man is right now, as a issue #4. So it's going to be a very comic book heavy show this Saturday, but we're also going to have the return of the music. We're going to I like the way the show feels when I have my music topic, because music makes me feel good. So I am going to have a music topic. I'm working on some guests, but we're going to see if I can work these things out. But Saturday is probably going to be one of the longer shows. I know I've been cutting them short lately, but I think we're going to have enough to cover this Saturday to where we're going to need all the time that we will be going into Sunday night with it. So Friday will not be streaming. I either be one of 2 places. If Dave is so gracious to give me a link, I will be there. Hopefully without Brad, but or I will be going to see Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Like, man, that's another thing that might hurt Mission Impossible. I believe it's a 3-hour movie. Damn, Tom, damn, dude, you can't listen. Damn. Then when you do these long ass movies, that's another thing. That's another thing that actually hurt Blade Runner. Back about 8 years ago, is it was such a long movie that you could only play it so many times. You could only get so many viewings of it, So, but I've heard good things about it, so I will be making my way to see that. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun this weekend. Sunday may be open for me if I'm available on Sunday. We might do some stuff on Sunday because AEW's Double or Nothing. Hurts me to be watching Double or Nothing instead of being at Double or Nothing, because all my memories and stuff, your memories pop up on your social media. Where were you a year ago? Where were you 2 years ago? And each of those 2 years I was at. Last year it was T-Mobile. The other year was MGM Grand, but I was at Double or Nothing each of those years, so it's gonna suck to not be there. It's in Arizona, and I probably could have flown out there, but I got too much shit to do here. So it being in Vegas, I give myself the excuse, take my selfies, I take tons of pictures, but at Double or Nothing, one of my favorite events of the year, I'll be watching it, but not being there. There's nothing like going to a live wrestling event, guys.
Yeah, likewise, Aaron.
I could give 2 shits.
Yeah, and that's why nobody cares what thoughts are on it.
What? Why you? Why?
That's why William decided to go mute while we're talking about Karate Kid license.
What are you sneaking that shit in here for? On your show, Aaron. I don't care. Call it the Kangaroo and the Brad. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call it. That is what you bring up.
We were talking about popcorn buckets, and this is an idea about a popcorn bucket.
Popcorn buckets about movies that are within the genre. Yeah, there you go. That shit went silent, didn't it?
No, because it didn't go silent because it's a popcorn bucket. We're talking about popcorn buckets.
Yeah, whatever.
What are they going to do after the Worm Perdoon for the popcorn buckets? They blew their wad on one popcorn bucket.
Do you think Top Gun will be his new MI? I don't know. That's a hard movie to make too. Listen, when he does Top Gun 3, he can't be a captain. He has to be. He's got to be at least a 2. He needs to take that one guy. What was that going? Sundown, the one dude, or the Warlock? I think no Warlock. Warlock, who is the? You had the 2 generals. You had John Hamm's character, who was the, he was the air boss, which he was in charge of all air operations for naval warfare. The guy below him, the black guy, the 2-star admiral, was the commander of naval aviation training, which means he's in charge of Top Gun. So the next Top Gun, I don't care how crazy. Listen, Tom, you can still do crazy shit, but I need to see him. I want to see Glenn Powell back. I want to see all those. I really enjoyed every single one of those people. That Bob, you got to come back. And I want some punk kids that'll drive Maverick crazy, like he's been driving people crazy for 36 years. But admirals generally don't fly; they're not really supposed to. But every now and then, Hollywood, you can do whatever you want to. There are people who have stars on their college who do fly. Jimmy Stewart, one of the greatest actors ever in 20th century. It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He's been in a lot of stuff, right? That cat was a brigadier general. He flew bombers in World War II. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as danger in your life ending, most likely flying a bomber over Germany before we gain complete air superiority is one of the deadliest things you could ever subject yourself to. And he was a fighter. Listen, Ted Williams, George W. Bush, these cats were the real deal. Maverick could still fly a jet. I'm pretty sure they'll come up with some, everybody's in trouble. Maverick's got to jump into the cockpit one last time. Admiral, but he cannot be a captain if they're doing it. And he better, and he's never going to retire. Just like Ed Harris said, you won't die in spite your best efforts to kill yourself. But you should be a 2-star admiral right now. And then I would have John Hamm come back and watch him get all stressed out, and then look around and laugh at him, and then walk away. He's like, "It's your problem now, Admiral." So yeah, we need a Top Gun 3. He says he's working on it. He's developing a Top Gun 3, and he's never going to grow old. So yeah.
When he says he's like, "I'm doing this till I'm 100."
Oh, there you go. That dude, Fourth just gave you your name.
Yeah, we'll
Captain
take it under consideration.
Kangaroo. Dude, that rolls off the tongue. That rolls off like some shit from The Last Dragon. Showed up.
I'm well aware.
Captain Kung Fu Kangaroo. And then you just have do AI to have AI
that movie is like even in the 80s was like a stereotype of the 80s.
Dude, that is the greatest martial arts movie ever made. I'm just kidding. Was there even any real martial arts?
Oh yeah, there is, yeah.
I
interviewed Ty Mock a few years ago too.
The last dude, that soundtrack, that backward soundtrack, dude, they weren't kidding. They had 2 soundtracks in like a year. The Who's Johnny from a Short Circuit, which was a massive hit. And then To the Beat of the Rhythm of the Night, which was basically, the soundtrack to The Last Dragon. So yeah, back in the boy, man, I miss soundtracks. I hope somebody breaks the mold and starts to bring soundtracks back. Not sound scores. Sound scores are great. That's fine. But I'm talking about Terminator 2, You Could Be Mine. I'm talking about, Back to the Future was literally that launched Huey Lewis in the news. Several things. Kenny Loggins literally did nothing but soundtracks. But back when you had the movie, you had the videos and the soundtrack from the motion picture, you had scores in there. But you really don't have that. And we covered this about a year or so ago. The death of the soundtrack. That was fun, man. And even in Top Gun Maverick did not have a soundtrack, I don't believe. No, they had Lady Gaga. She, but they didn't have Highway Through the Danger Zone. They played it in the movie, but it wasn't the same. Caddyshack, 2 movies I can't really sit through. Kenny Loggins, Had both that and the sequel. Yeah, I hope we that Captain Kung Fu Kangaroo. Yeah, I like that name. Well, does it have to be Captain Kung Fu and Kangaroo fourth, or is it just because we got to get the T-shirt right? Yeah, Aaron, if foot pops out and kicks the popcorn bucket. Okay, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Oh, Karate Kid's legend buckets. Okay, yeah. Remember Hong Kong Pui? The barge. Yeah, the barge. Man, that guy had a high pitched voice.
Oh man. Oh, this is. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron.
What did she just? Were you guys hosting your own show in the background in the messaging?
Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, just 5 seconds ago, you're saying this was going to get a popcorn bucket. Look at that.
No, I said I don't care if it gets. I don't care about the movie. What is that? That looks very mundane. What is that?
I think it's I think it's supposed to be like a board you would break.
Oh, that's lame. That is lame. First of all, regardless of what the movie is, when we see one of these popcorn buckets, you should instantly.
Yeah, see, there it is. It's like you break the board, and
that is lame.
That is awesome.
You should instantly know what it is upon viewing it. Like, have a second.
Checkmated William on his own show with the popcorn.
No,
bucket.
he didn't. What did I say about? I don't care about this movie. Sorry. This is what you bring this up.
Theaters cared enough to make a popcorn bucket out of it.
So they're showing the movie. They better get behind it.
And see, this is going to have longevity because like it'll be the kind of board where like you break it, and you can put it together, you can just break ad infinitum.
That looks lame. That looks like a bad Lego set, really.
Aaron, I'm gonna get. It's like I need to get you one of these and send this to Australia for your birthday, sis.
Okay, first of all, she's not your sister. Two, that's gonna cost a boatload of money. That shit's already $28, but I would not pay $28 for that. But hey.
Do they have one for Ballerina too? Have they got one for that?
I have not seen it. It looks like Rhea. I have to disagree. That is a lame design. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. Well, it seems like most of like the big ones coming up, they've got some kind of.
I mean, I'm thinking about like I said, we were saying the other night, and Force was making fun of us. You're gonna have a little ballerina, and I'm like, yeah, it's. I wanted the box, the little box that's in our movie. The movie, yeah, that would be cool. What else could you do it for, though? I mean, with her, I mean,
you said the box. I just thought of this. It's been 30 years. They could do like 30 years since 7. If they're gonna do a commemorative release,
no. As enticing as that is, that shit you would know. There people would be like, no, what's in the box? It's popcorn. Nope.
No, I want no.
That's an awesome idea, but you can't do it. You can't do it.
No, because then you could actually open it and they can see the head inside of it.
Oh, no. That would be so gory.
That's the thing about 7, because
they didn't even show the head in the movie, did they? I think they suggested
7 actually, it's actually a lot more restrained, and it's
you're gonna make a popcorn bucket that does what the movie didn't even want to do.
7's R-rated, but it's not as violent as you would think.
No, it's subtle. It's like Manhunter.
But like when he finds the box, you just see Morgan Freeman react to what's in the box. And they establish it.
What's in the box?
And Brad Pitt's Paltrow's head, but they never show the head in the box. This is the perfect opportunity. We finally can see what's in the box.
I think that would be horrible. Should have been a bonsai tree with the popcorn as the branches, and that wouldn't last. I don't think there's a good popcorn bucket you could make for this movie, but that's fine. It would be spelt Captain Kung Fu Kangaroo. Hello, son. What's going on? It's looking like a Mario brick. Yeah, that's what I said. It looks like either that or a bad Lego set. I'm taking my Tupperware and calling it a popcorn bucket. Just draw the movie on it. Marco with pickle. Well, they're not gonna let you in. And Captain with a K.
Aaron, I don't know. That's 3 Ks. I don't think we should have 3 Ks.
Not in a row. I mean, not in.
No. I don't care if it's non-consecutive. It's like no. We gotta. You gotta err on the side of caution there.
Brilliant, Brad. We finally get to see. I don't know if that's gonna go over the way. I would buy it.
See, I didn't even have to finish my sentence. Like Williams, I just said 7.
Yeah, I knew exactly what I'm like. Oh no, yeah, I would buy that popcorn bucket. I would review that popcorn bucket on this show. But yeah,
that would be the Thanksgiving of popcorn buckets for William.
Yeah, you would not. That would not go over well with the
Come
general
on, he's
audience. That
opening
would
up
be
the heads
even
and
people who wouldn't even go see the movie. They would be like, "You did what?" And they'll be whining in the theater and won't want the bad publicity. So yeah, that would be absolutely insane, but it's hilarious at the same time.
They use Gwyneth Paltrow's likeness on the head side and have a look, have like a terrified look and like blood on her face, like that.
Yeah. Like I said, the extra revenue for the thing. Every movie, every major release should have one. And they're making money. I mean, the studio did, and the theaters are licensing it so that they could sell like these ones that you're getting. The one with the Tom Cruise one, the bucket, that's exclusively. I think that's at AMC. I don't think you can get that anywhere else. So they're licensing these things. And that bucket, dude, the Red Hulk. There were different Hulk buckets all around. Like I got the one with Sam's helmet, and Rhea bought me the one with the Hulk holding onto the bucket. So each theater chain is paying the studio for the right to have these, which is not going to be a lot of money because your popcorn shit, you're charging $8 and $10 for popcorn, so you're doing all right. So yeah. Oh geez, of course, Monkey Jeebus would come with this cult of Kung Fu Kangaroo.
Well, yeah, Aaron's like, yeah, no, Aaron. Again, we all have our flubs, but it's like, yeah, it's like once I saw it, no, we cannot under any circumstances have 3 Ks in the title of the show.
Coming up on the show with Hoods, like surprise. I'm like, oh, and I have to disavow you at the views and opinions. Right? They announced it. They already announced at CinemaCon about the Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. And okay, I thought I heard about. I got to see it, but where's Galactus, Chuck? Where's Galactus? For the right money, yeah, I think she'd do it. It's a business. All right, guys. Well, that really is it. I said it was at 20 minutes ago, but thank you for the 60 of you who are watching now. Please like, subscribe if you're watching us on X, Twitter, whatever the hell it's been called today when it's been jamming up the messages and all that. Come over right below me you can go to sci-fi-center.com too, right there. But you can also go down to youtube.com/@the-sci-fi center. If you want to help support us, that is just watching us there is the best way. You could support the Sci-Fi Center Presents. So yeah, come on over here, join us. I forgot I have lost count where we're at subscriber wise, but I'll have to get back on that. And we will see you for all the stuff that I spoke about on the stream this weekend. Have a good night. Have a good start to your weekend. If you're out in the desert with me, stay hydrated. Anywhere else, you're on your own. All right, guys.
See you guys.
I ran out of Aaron. By the way, for this show, before I go, for the Kung Fu Panda, whatever the hell they call their show. There will be no shortage of these. In fact, as soon as they figure out what they're going to call it, what they're going to do, there will be an endless supply of these.
That Joss Whedon one is good for all occasions.
Endless supply. We'll come up with other people. There's plenty of assholes out there. We can have Aaron kicking. All right, see you guys later. Hey, fingers crossed. Pushing the outro. Wonder what I'll get.